Okay, hello there. Tanya Cotterell here. I'm a Blue Diamond in dōTERRA, and I'm kind of doing an impromptu video sort of training here today. In a sense, this isn't really a training. It's more of a tool that I thought would be really helpful for a lot of people to do a little self-evaluation. It's more of a tool to reveal certain skill sets and categories in your business toolkit that are really essential for you to build a strong and growing business with dōTERRA. So this kind of just came into my mind because these categories are categories that I really use personally as I do trainings. And I was working on building some trainings and some content, and I just sort of have this grid that I use of various skill sets, and it's kind of a complete package in my mind. It's kind of a complete package from the beginning all the way up through upper leadership, these skill sets that we kind of progressively learn, in a sense, to continue to duplicate and grow. All right, we want businesses that duplicate and grow. And so as I was looking at this, I thought, I think a lot of business builders in dōTERRA are not even aware of this set of skill sets that are really, really important. I think that we're all aware of a few of them, but not all of them. And when I'm mentoring and coaching people, I often identify pretty quickly as I'm hearing their process an area where they're kind of getting stuck, and it's because they haven't developed a certain skill set. All right. And so I just thought, we probably just need a tool that lists out these skills in an orderly list so that someone could just take a look at this list and hear a description of what these skills are. And I think you'll be able to see pretty quickly, oh yeah, I know how to do that well, I know how to do that well. And then you're going to find some categories that you realize, oh, I have yet to learn that skill or master that skill. No wonder I'm struggling in this area. So this is not going to be a training on all of the skills. That would take quite a while, more than what this video would be. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hop over to my screen sharing, and I have a little slideshow. It's very simple that I just threw together really quick. I just put these 12 skills on some slides so that you can see them. And I'm just going to run through these for you. I'm going to tell you what they are, kind of what order I think they belong in the learning process, and I'll describe to you a little bit of what that skill is and why it's important. And then you're going to need to identify the areas that you feel explain and describe skills that you have not yet mastered in your business, and that's going to be a tremendous tool for you as you decide what kind of training do I need next? How do I need to develop and grow myself? All right, and so I suggest that you grab something to write on and take some notes and write down these 12 skill sets, and then do a little self-evaluation. Whether you just check off the ones you feel like you know. I kind of prefer just giving yourself a score, like a 1 to 10, because some you might know, but you want to improve upon, and others you might just know a little bit and you need to improve upon more. It just kind of gives you an idea where you're at. All right. So grab something to write on, make a list for yourself, do a little self evaluation as you go. Please do not feel bad or inadequate in your business if you realize that there's some skills that you're missing, or that you're delayed, or you just haven't learned, or you didn't even know to learn them. That is normal. That is part of this process. Every single one of us has had to learn these skills or is learning these skills along the way. This is not a business of whether you have it or you don't. When we all come into this, there's a lot to learn, no matter where we are. All right. So it's all learnable for anyone who's willing to do the learning. It is all learnable. All right, so let's dive right in here. So number one, well, let me just explain. I've got these 12 skill sets broken into 2 categories. The first category is building personal volume, and the second category is duplication. All right, so we're going to talk about building personal volume. This first skill set is inviting to learn about the products. All right, inviting people to learn about the products. The building personal volume category of skills is really going to feed into you building a customer base. And when we look at when we look at the progression of rank advancing, I love just the simple building block strategy of build yourself to elite, learn how to do that. Teach other people how to build to elite. 3 elites and you're silver. Teach those people how to build elites. They get their 3 elites, their silvers, and you're platinum, and so on and so forth. So the skill of learning to build to elite and learning to teach people to build to elite is really important. So this fits in the building to elite, or just building volume, because elite is just based on volume. You don't need duplication or any of that to kick in. So inviting people to learn about the products. This means inviting people to a class, a workshop, a one-on-one appointment to sit down and learn about the oils with you. Sampling or giving people an oil experience all fits into this category. You're inviting them basically to a presentation, and presentations can be in all kinds of formats: classes, one-on-ones, online presentations, anything that involves teaching people the basics about the oils that includes how to get started with oils and how to enroll. That's a presentation. Okay, so this skill is learning how to invite well, to get in front of people so you can do a presentation, all right, whether it's casual or formal. And so inviting is a skill. And if you're struggling to get in front of people, then this is a skill to focus on. You're going to want to go look for trainings. I'm going to give you some info at the end on just a little bit of direction on resources that I have and versus other places in dōTERRA that you can go to get some training in these skill sets. We're going to just keep jumping along here. Skill set number 2 is teaching or presenting about the products. So teaching a basic oil class, sitting down, doing a one-on-one with people, teaching them about the products, and teaching them about enrolling. So I suggest in any presentation that you cover the following: what oils are, why dōTERRA is unique and different, which includes CPTG and our sourcing. You need a section about the 3 ways to use the oils: aromatically, topically, internally. Then you need to teach some samples, some examples of different common oils and what they do, what they can be used for. So in a basic oil class, you're going to be hitting a lot on the top 10 oils. I like to throw some mood oils in there because it helps them to think beyond just a basic kit. You're also going to want to teach about LLV, and every class is going to be a little different. You can mix up the products that you're focusing on, or if you have a specific health topic, you can, but you need to help them see this is what oils can do. It's great to just quickly review a book, like a resource book on how people know, because they're wondering that question: how do I know what oils are good for what? And then how to enroll. I like to just do a very quick minute or 2 teaser on the business. And I mentioned the option of an LRP can be put in there too, but I don't get into that in a lot of detail until my second meeting or presentation with them. I get into more detail, but those elements need to be there for it to be an actual presentation so that it actually can lead someone into enrolling. This is an apprenticing process, in my opinion. I love it when I call it apprenticing when someone wants to launch a business, because they're observing me teach, then they're teaching with me, then they're teaching on their own. Okay, so, or if you don't have anyone to really apprentice you and help you learn how to teach effectively, then getting a tool about teaching, getting a training video. They're out there. I've got one. Just do the learning, and then honestly practice. Go out there and do it messy. Do it messy, but get a training for this if you're struggling to teach. If you are only just sending people to your uplines classes, you are afraid to dive into this step, and it's because you don't have the skill. You will not be polished the first time you teach. You will not be polished the second time you teach. You have to go and do it in an imperfect way and know it still works, and people will still. I watched a new builder once just stare at the notes and really honestly did not do a very good job teaching, and then people were enrolling. Okay, you don't have to be perfect. You can have people even read off the sheet in your class and it can work, but you do need to learn how to do this so that you can keep presenting to people. That's skill number 2. Skill number 3 is closing enrollments. And so there's teaching, and then there's doing the closing part. well so that people will actually enroll and get accounts going. All right, if you have mastered the skill, you should be seeing enrollments coming after you teach. Now, if you're like, I haven't enrolled anyone for a while, is it an issue of inviting? Are you getting them to a presentation? Or is it an issue of actually doing presentations? Maybe you're just avoiding them. Or is it an issue of you've got people coming to learn, but they're just not enrolling? Then it's a closing skill. And again, go out and find training, talk to your upline, get some coaching on closing. There's psychology to it. There's great language to learn, and it is learnable. Skill number 4 is creating loyal product users. This feeds right into LRP. This is going to help your retention rate and your overall volume, okay? So this has a lot to do with what I call the second presentation. That is getting people to sit down for a wellness consult, or whatever you want to call it, a membership overview, a lifestyle overview. It goes by all different names. It's a second meeting where you're going to go over their products. You're going to go over their account, show them how to log in. You're going to really serve them, make sure that they feel like you're there to teach them how to use the products they have. You're going to get them interested in other products they don't yet have. And then you're going to review LRP. And ideally, you're going to open up their back office or their shopping, their account, and you're going to show them how to set up an LRP. And this is going to really help them. There are continuing ed classes, like I Have My Oils, Now What, those kind of things that can help this category. Creating loyal product users, all right? So if you're enrolling a lot of people and nobody's getting on LRP, this is a skill that you need to learn. Now, most people don't have 100% of people on LRP, but you're gonna want to constantly improve your numbers on here and see people not just buying a kit of oils and then using it sparingly once in a while or not using it at all. You want to help them integrate oils into all the parts of their life. You want to help them have a lifestyle of wellness that includes LLV and oils. Continuing ed classes can really be a good part of this. You want to continue to educate your customers. All right, so that's skill number 4. Now we're going to move into the second category. So the first 4 categories are building personal volume. Now we're looking at duplication, okay? Duplication is what's going to move you beyond elite up into premier, silver, and the leadership categories. You cannot move up in dōTERRA without learning how to duplicate. You cannot be a presidential diamond and have personally enrolled your whole organization. It just doesn't work that way. Duplication is where it's at. You've got to have other people doing what you do and other people bringing people in. And you want this duplication to go multiple levels deep. So you want to teach people to duplicate you, but you want to teach people to duplicate them and allow that to trickle down so that not everyone is following you, that it's tiered. That's what's going to make your business explode exponentially, is when those that you duplicate themselves and it grows in multiples. Do you understand how that works? Correct. Okay, so skill number 5, and this is in the duplication category, is lifestyle attraction. Are you tracking with me? Because a lot of people get lost here. They have learned all about the basics of building personal volume. They know how to sell the product and they know how to get people to use the product. But then they start saying things like, I don't have any real builders. I don't know how to find builders. If only my downline would do XYZ. This person said they were interested in the business, but they've done nothing. If only they would do something. And they're like frustrated. If you can relate to this, then pay close attention. If you're frustrated, like, no one under me is doing anything and my business is flatlined. Of course it's flatlined because you generally enroll all the people in your warm market. It's exciting, you're growing, and then all of a sudden you kind of hit the end of your warm market and you're like, I don't really know who else to personally enroll. It's slowed down a lot. And without incorporating duplication into your business, you're not moving into other people's market pools, into their networks. And so the growth stagnates, okay? So if you are going to recruit builders, and I don't like the word find builders, because builders are attracted to us. We don't go out and hunt them down. We do initiate conversation. We don't just sit back and wait for them to find us either, but we recruit by attraction. We recruit by people taking notice of us and going, I want a little bit of what she has, or I want to have the things that she has in her life. That is lifestyle attraction. Now, you will see lifestyle attraction on some level where people are out there on social media saying, you know, look at the brand new car that I have, and just like the luxury attraction. That's not necessarily what I'm talking about. Although we are in an income growing profession, and part of what we're selling people is the opportunity to grow income. So letting people see that you have had income growth is not bad. You have to really be careful. You don't want to be come across as arrogant or flaunting, and you don't want to be throwing numbers out there of your paychecks as your income grows. That can kind of seem tacky and egotistical. You can share privately in conversations where you know it's going to help someone. When someone in private messages me or says to me, can you tell me where your income is at? I will share that very openly, because it helps them to build their belief in what they can do. And that helped me when I saw my upline's income growing, and I would ask and she was honest with me. Actually, I had multiple uplines that would be honest with me. It really helped me to build my belief and grow my business. So that can be really helpful. If you are talking to someone who has interest in doTERRA, talking about income can be very helpful. Now, you may be at a point where you're like, my income is nothing special. I'm putting in more work than what I'm getting paid right now. How am I supposed to put that out there and inspire people? You don't have to make this all about where you are today. What you want to be communicating is where you are headed. Where you are headed. And if you really have confidence that you're going to get there, it's going to attract people. If you don't have confidence, then you're going to get there. It's going to repel people, because no one wants to follow someone who might lead them down a path of disappointment, right? So that's why you hear leaders talk about belief, 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 belief all the time, because it is so important when it comes to attraction. So let's talk about lifestyle attraction. It doesn't just mean luxury things that cost money and I have income. There are other things that people want, like time freedom, like the ability to make their own schedule, the ability to do a job that has meaningful, serving people, helping people, something they believe in, to have a job that you could do a lot of it from home. These are things that are very appealing to people. And so do not get in your head, well, I'm only at this level and my income's nothing to be proud of yet, and people aren't going to want what I have, so I'm not going to put it out there. I'm going to kind of dial the volume down. And then you're not attracting people, and then your business isn't growing, and you're in this vicious cycle. So instead, really look at what do you have? Because I bet if you stop and think about it, bringing doTERRA into your life has probably very much blessed your life already, even if you're not at your income growth. And there are aspects to it that you wouldn't want to trade. And so how can you start talking about those things and putting yourself out there with a positivity that attracts people? There's a skill set to that, and you can develop that skill set. And so if you're putting yourself out there as a busy people or a busy person that's overwhelmed, are you talking about overwhelm, stress, busyness, financial struggle? Are you talking about these things a lot? I'm not saying don't be vulnerable with people in the correct moments where you need to be vulnerable so that you have support in your life. But as you're just putting this out to the world, everyone's just like, oh, that's too bad for them. I hope things get better. I hope that things get better for her or for their family. They're not saying, hey, sign me up. I want on the train that she's on. Nobody's going to be doing that. So duplication begins with lifestyle attraction. Really see yourself and your life and your business through the eyes of the world that are observing you, and take a look at what they see. And if you're like, whoa, I haven't been putting out a lifestyle that people would want to follow, I don't know that I would want to follow me, then this is an area where you need to stop and skill up. Okay. Inviting to learn about the business. This is where I think this is just so fun to help people kind of have the light bulb go off and understand this. Do you know that you sell 2 products in your business? A lot of builders really only look at one, and they, I don't mean like how many oils you sell. They just look at one and they think the whole business is built on selling oils and LLV, to sell our actual physical products to people. That is one side of what our business is. The other side is to sell the business opportunity, and that is your second product. So just as you learn those first 4 categories on how to invite people to learn about the product, hear a presentation, enroll, become loyal product users, that's one half of the equation. The other half, which actually turns into much more than half because it's where the duplication happens and it grows exponentially, is selling the business opportunity to people. It is, think of it as a product. And when you first started with dōTERRA, you didn't know how to sell oils to people. You had to learn that. If you don't know how to sell the business and you've never thought of it as something you need to learn how to sell, and you've expected to just keep sharing oils and that people are going to pop up and say, I want to build, and they're just going to build, and then you're going to be a diamond someday, it doesn't work that way. You learn how to sell the products and build volume, and you teach other people how to do that and how to sell products and build volume, but you got to have the people to teach. So you have to actually invite people into the business. Inviting them to learn about the business is the first step, okay? Get rid of the idea that your customers are just going to suddenly come to you and say, I want to make money with dōTERRA. It happens once in a blue moon, and it's fantastic when it does, but don't expect it to happen. It's rare. Most people that build the business are recruited. Okay, they're recruited. You have to go out and you have to initiate conversation with them about it. I love the analogy, I think it came from Deb Erickson, that is, in our business, you have to be like a college basketball coach, not like a high school basketball coach. A high school basketball coach works with the team that just shows up, and maybe they try out, but they're the ones that sign up from within that school. A college basketball coach goes out, a big part of their job and how their season will be is their scouting. And so they go out into the high schools and they look for the good players, and then they recruit them. They invite them to learn about their school and their team and their program, and they get them to choose to be a part of it. They invite them in. Building the team with high quality people is more than half the battle. Then they train them and coach them to play well. A high school coach just has to teach and train the people that show up, and they're just taking kind of warm bodies. You know what I mean? And so we need to be recruiters. And if that word feels uncomfortable to you, then that's just an indication that the skills need to be developed in this area, and you need to not be afraid of the word recruiting and realize that is going to be your path to growing a successful business. And in it, you're going to serve people and help people, because there are people out there that need this business that don't even know they need it. That was me. I did not know I needed a dōTERRA business, and I did, right? Our family needed it. And so I'm so glad that someone recruited me. And you might be able to say the same. So recruiting starts with inviting people to learn about the business. How is that done? Well, it's a skill set and you can learn it. So you're going to want to shift and focus and find tools and resources and people to talk to and people to teach you how to invite people to talk to you about the business. This might be inviting them to a business opportunity event that you're teaching. It might be about reaching out and literally saying, I have had you in my mind. I'm building a business. This is what it looks like. And I would love to talk to you about it. Now, I'm not training you on that today. So don't just write down what I said and launch that out to someone. You need a little bit of a better approach than that, and fine tune your language and really figure out how to make, do a message or a conversation with someone. There's skills out there to do that. And it's, again, you're going to have to do it messy, and you're going to have to do it and face some rejection, but that's how it works. We all have to do it if we want to have a team. So seeking out training to learn how to invite people to talk to you about the business is skill number 6. Really important. If you're not doing it, you need to learn how to do it. You will not grow into upper leadership without learning this skill. Of course, once you've invited someone to a class, you actually have to teach the class, and you have to teach them about the oils, or a 101. Same with this. If you invite people to learn about the business, now you have to learn how to teach and present the business opportunity, your second product. Just like you learned how to teach an oil class or show somebody the oils and how to enroll, you need to teach and present the business opportunity, and you need the skill to do it, and you need to practice it so that you can do it like the back, you know it like the back of your hand, just like you do an oil class. You need to get good at presenting the business opportunity one-on-one or to a group. It's the exact same format and model as teaching the products, but you're selling your second product. Okay, these might be people that are already customers. They might be people that are not yet customers. It just varies, but you need to learn how to teach people about the business opportunity. Number 8, closing. Okay, but this isn't closing enrollments. This is closing what I call business enrollments. So these people may already have accounts. They may already be wholesale customers. They may actually have set up a wellness advocate account, but they haven't pulled the trigger on actually building a business. This is a verbal commitment, or it might come with an enrollment if they haven't actually even enrolled yet, or an upgrade. But this is someone saying, I want to build. Yes, I want a dōTERRA business after you've presented it. And some of this involves asking some direct questions and letting them actually verbalize back to you, I want to build. Helping people walk through and over their obstacles in their mind to understanding that this is a possibility that they could be successful, and that they believe that this is a good path, that this is a good train to get on. Okay, and you want them to say yes. They won't all say yes, but you need the skill to close and present in a way that has people saying yes to the business. And it is a skill. There's psychology, there's language to learn, and it is absolutely learnable. Okay, number 9, this is my favorite one to tell you about. This is my baby. This is my soapbox. This is the number 1 skill that I see most builders miss. And I even see diamonds. I'll coach a diamond and we'll go through the process, and they'll say, I have this builder. They wanted to build a business. We got them started. They got going a little ways, and now they're not doing much, and they've kind of gone dark, and they're really pulling away, and they're not really, I just don't know where they're at. I thought they wanted to build, but they're not doing the things that they said. And can you relate? Do you have anybody on your team that you're just like, I don't know, thought they wanted to do this, but now they're not responding. They're not doing any classes. They're not enrolling anybody. But they said they wanted it. And you're just left confused. It's because this step was missed. This step is one of the most important steps in the whole process. Casting a vision. All right, casting a vision. I'm going to see if I can describe it to you, what it is and why it's important, without having to go through the whole training on it, because it's very specific. It's a very specific conversation that needs to happen, whether it's you or a 3-way call with your upline. You need to have your new builder, your person that has said they want to build a vision or build a business, you need to have them verbalize to you their pain point in their life, how dōTERRA could be a vehicle to change their life, whether they want to make supplementary income or supplemental income or residual income, and what dollar amount per month that would take to achieve this level of supplemental income they want or the level of replacement income they want. Then you would help them correlate that into a rank goal, bump it up a rank so that the average is actually going to hit their mark when they first hit that rank. And then they need to verbalize to you the timing of when they want to hit that rank and how many hours per week they are willing to work in order to achieve that. And that's the most important question, but you have to get through all the rest first. How many hours per week are they going to work their business? And then you do some sort of evaluating of that with them, and you help them make adjustments if they have a goal that's not going to actually be achievable in the hours that they're doing, and you work with them in this process until they have a rank goal with a date that makes sense and is achievable with the hours that they're willing to work. And once they have that, and you can literally write it down and both agree, like, this is what you've selected, you do not train them on anything, and you don't launch their business until you have that, because this is gaining the work commitment. Okay, that's the work commitment. That's, you cast a vision and you're helping them see what's possible, and you're having them select their income level and their timing, but you're asking for a work commitment, and you're not going to insert what that should be. That's up to them. And there is a skill that when you learn how to do this, you can have this conversation with anyone, and you will never get off the phone or go away from the conversation not knowing exactly what they are willing to do and what results they want out of it. Once you have gained that work commitment, that is when you start to train them. Okay. And that leads us to leading a launch. When you've got someone that says, okay, I want to build a business and I'm going to work this many hours and this is my goal. Do you freeze at that point and not know what to do with them? Because that means you need to learn how to lead someone through a launch. Okay. And you should have this, everyone has their little bit of their own process and system, but you should have step by step. Someone wants to build, this is where I lead them. This is what they do. The biggest mistake that builders do is they have someone go, I'd like to make money with dōTERRA. And they're like, awesome, let's plan some classes. Make a contact list, 6 weeks to elite. They put them on the to-do list. They start giving them jobs to do. And the person doesn't have a vision. They don't have a work commitment, and they're not ready to launch. And the minute you start throwing action steps at them, they put on the brakes because they're like, whoa, I was all excited to make money, but now wait a second, they haven't connected the dots, how the activities you give them are going to get them what they want. So you have to do that vision casting, get the work commitment, and then you can lead them through a launch. And here's the beautiful part. You're going to lead them in a launch that will get them to their goal, or get them to the goals that will eventually get them to their goal. And now you have something to preface all of the activity you're asking them to do that makes sense to them. Because you're going to say, let's say someone's goal is to quit their job and they need to make $5,000 a month. And you have helped them set up a goal of platinum, and they need to do that in 18 months. And they're willing to work 20 hours a week. Okay. Then you've got 20 hours to work with, and you can have them do a time blocking and plan their work hours. And you can say, here's what you're going to fill those hours with. Do you understand what I'm saying? When you give them activity, you're giving them the things to fill their hours with. But if they haven't yet given the hours and put them on paper, what hours they're going to actually give to dōTERRA, you're giving them things to do. They just went into shutdown mode. And so leading a launch is knowing the things that you're going to teach them to fill their hours with. And you need to have that skill, and it shouldn't even stress you out when they're ready to launch. You should go, okay, step 1, step 2, step 3, here's what we're doing. And you can watch to see, are they following through with their commitments? Not are they following through with the things that I'm launching out at them, but are they following through with the steps I'm giving them to fill the hours that they have self-selected? Okay, we're on our last one here. Step 12 is developing leaders. So you need to learn the skills of leadership. But a true leader leads leaders, okay? So you need to continue to develop yourself in leadership so that you can not only teach people how to sell oils, you need to teach people how to duplicate, and you need to lead them through all of these skills and sets. So if you teach people to sell oils, you can build elites and you can get to silver. You may even squeak up to gold, but you really can't teach people to become leaders so that you can duplicate and go platinum, diamond, blue diamond, presidential diamond, unless you're leading leaders and you're teaching people to lead and to duplicate themselves. Because you don't need people to build to elite. You need people to teach people to build to elite, and you need those elites to be ready to teach people. That's what's going to keep you growing.